This has turned into the longest project ever.
Shut up. What did we do wrong this time? See, I'm glad I ate that extra coconut roll. We cut too short.
We're definitely a little in over our heads on this.
Okay, so we've got a big problem here. We've got a 6-foot teenager and a bed that doesn't fit him.
So here's the dilemma. We have to try to stretch a bed inside of a box, this RV, that literally like folds in on top of itself.
What?
So by the end of this video, we have either a bed that actually fits our 6-foot teenager, or we will have a broken slide that we've broken while trying.
Let's hope that it's not the latter.
All right, let's come in here and let's assess the situation. And we actually, just so y'all know, we actually do have a plan. The question is the plan that we have going to actually work once we try to implement the plan? Let's take a look.
So what do? Need to just tear everything out and demo?
Pretty much. Here is what we've got going on. This is the bed. This is very, very comfortable, by the way.
It is.
But you can see, maybe.
See, I'm 6 foot-ish.
We have the end of the bed that is now hanging off the edge of the bed, and that's just A, not comfortable, B, it's not feasible really trying to get in and out. And then the other thing is now you can't really access the drawers underneath or anything like that very easily.
Okay, so here's the problem. To access the drawers, we have to lift the bed up.
That's not gonna happen.
And get into the drawers, which isn't the best.
What we did in our other rig was we just put a full-size mattress, because a full-size mattress lengthwise is what will fit. What came with this from the factory was like a full size in width, but definitely not in length. I mean, as you can see, the length is pretty darn short. What we're going to do is this. This is the mattress size we're working with, right? We're going to make this room, this bed platform, fit this mattress size. This is a mattress from RV Mattress. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. So this mattress is going to sit against the wall there. So what we need to mod is we need to basically cut this part off to create like a little, so where he can kind of get on the side. He can, you know, sit on the side of the bed, hang his foot over the edges of the bed. Plus, if we play our cards right and we do this right, should create a little bit more storage underneath said bed also. So,
and we've got another thing we need to keep in mind, that this is on a slide. So we only have so much length to work with, because this slide comes in and the mattress will be butt up against the door.
if this was just fix the bed frame, that's easy. But like Ben said, the complication is this is a box that folds in on itself because it's an RV. All right.
It's like a transformer. So,
all right, first things first.
and I'm actually thinking what we should do is keep the bed in the middle so he has more room to move around in his elbows. Otherwise, he's up against the walls.
That's fine. This
So
is
he
an
can
RV.
still get in
No, you
on the
can't.
sides.
Absolutely not.
You're not worrying about.
He's not worried
that.
about that. This is a kid that's going to potentially be in the military. You know what those beds are like in the barracks?
Grab a rack and settle in. Let's move out. You eyeball me again, I'll snatch it out and put it in Heath Coast cookie bag.
I don't know. We'll see. She's asking whether this has the Phillips or the squared heads. And the answer is, it always has the squared heads. It's an RV, dear. All right, so before, this kind of slides up and lifts up. And then you have your storage underneath.
But the only way you're going to even access that is when there's no mattress on it.
Right, that's the problem with this setup, is the mattress is in place. All right, Evie, so we need to put this back like it was first, then we'll take the screws out of this guy. Okay, so this is the drawers. We're gonna want to keep all this, right? Like it is?
The goal would be to try to keep the drawers as much, but here's the good news. You can see either way, whichever way we decide. There's a lot of space on either side of the drawer. So we've got margin as far as that's concerned. $38 by $74 is the measurement that's on the RV Mattress website. Speaking of which, RV Mattress, You can find all sorts of information on their website. We have a 30% off discount for our viewers. All of that info will be in the description below, but we'll also put it here on screen for you because we really do like their mattresses. That's why we got this mattress for Dakota. They have a limited lifetime warranty now, 120 night sleep trial, so you can sleep on it, make sure that you like it, and it is really easy to get in and out of the RV because they come shipped rolled in a box. Wondering if we should have left it in the box, but no, probably not. It's all good. So we need 74. So we're talking 8 inches that we need to be able to add. I'm just wondering, like, how much do you really need to just be able to not have the end fall off? Obviously 8 inches is not enough. Okay, we're not even gonna go there. Okay, 38. 38 was the other measurement. So 38 puts us at right about here.
Okay.
So actually the question was
So
on
let's
the
write
drawer
this all
front.
down in the notes. Or notes. Or
Well, no, I have it. I wrote it down on our little flippy clipboard. But the question is 38 inches, right? So 38 inches, if we just cut this off, yes, we're going to have to cut off half the drawer, which is not what we want to do.
Good girl. What you doing back here? Oh, Trent's not gonna be very happy. We just won't tell her. Okay. It's between you and me. We won't say anything to Trent. Okay. All right. High five. You tired? All right. Go to sleep. Okay. So we need to take 5 inches off of each side. So we just basically need to unscrew this bed from the RV, and I think take off this back piece right here, take off this middle piece right here, and then take off the front piece.
Maybe before we take all this off, we should like take a picture so we can remember how it was on in case that we forget.
Or
how
we
did
can
this go back on.
We can look at the video too.
We can always rewind the video. We've actually done that before. One time we lost the Jeep and we actually like went back to our footage and we're like, okay, wait a minute. Where does this look like it was? Never been more thankful in my life.
We did it. We have the Jeep.
Let's go get some Chick-fil-A or something, man.
All right, let's get to unscrewing.
I think, is it that
need
or
the
is it
square.
the square again?
Do the square again.
RVs are always the square one.
Are you sick? High five.
I think she's sick. I think she's just uncertain.
She's not feeling very good. Oh, she doesn't like the vacuum. She's scared. What's that? What is that? Is it quiet?
She's licking the wall.
Where were you licking the walls? This one. And then this one. Is that it?
That should be everything we need to cut. At least for now, right?
Okay.
Soppers are wobbly.
Flick it. You want some more water, Evie?
I'd prefer a latte.
Good girl.
Good boy.
See if it's the right. It matches. Okay, so we ran into a few little snags, but I think we've got some workarounds here.
This is the piece that is like the front of the lower bunk bed where the drawers come in and out. So we need to take the bed from 48 inches to 38 inches in width. The only problem now, the snag that we ran into, is because of how this particular front is assembled, we can't cut it too close to the middle because the drawer opening can't change, right? Like we want to use the same drawers, we want the same drawer front, everything else. So we were trying to brainstorm. You know, sometimes when things just don't seem like it's going to work, just you take a break. So Ben made a cup of coffee. I had some of my water. But this is like just something I've learned in life, like the whole if this then that thing, right? So I was looking at this whole piece and there's this little piece in the center. And so I'm like, okay, wait a minute. If this little piece in the center is enough to support the drawer front, then we're just going to use that as kind of a template of it has to be a minimum of this thickness. So that's 1.5 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this to 1.5 inches. Now, these have like pocket holes in the back. And when we were prepping to do this project, what did I tell you, babe?
You told me to stop doing that.
No.
And
I
like
said
right
you
at the
could
moment.
go to Home Depot and
yes.
get a tool because what did we need?
Ooh,
I knew that we were probably going to need a pocket hole.
pocket hole jig, which I got. Harbor Freight tools.
So we got one of those. So we're going to get this cut, but we're going to take these
And re-pocket hole jig it.
hope this works. We're going to cut these down,
Cut these
reinstall
down.
them, and then we can cut off the edges because we have to make sure that we line these up. We might have made a mark on the backside that we line these up so that the drawer opening doesn't change.
It'll be, and then we'll have 1.5 inches of wood here also. So otherwise we were going to be going way too thin, and we were worried that it's going to be too thin and could break. All right.
All right.
Let's see how this all works, folks.
This one actually, hold on.
So this is the Craig pocket hole jig K4 that I got. I also got some of these counter sink sets, so that way it'll sink into the wood a little bit.
we won't need
For
that
later.
until we do the slats.
And then look at what else I got, Charity. I got a
Whoa.
pocket hole
Whoa,
screw
Whoa.
starter kit. Got the pocket hole screw.
You were sent out for 2 things. This is 3.
Oh, and I did get some licorice too. Getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it.
Get it?
Yeah, I'm just still looking to make sure. I think we're good.
All right, so in theory, we should be able to stick this down in here. Ah! 2 clean pocket holes? Oh, don't mind if I do. All right, here goes the pocket hole.
I feel like you're...
Nice. I feel like I'm super professional.
Right, I think the honest use power tools.
It's got the pocket holes drilled, the screws drilled in, and we've got a
Minus-
new
minus your
modified
Boo-boo.
door front,
Minus
or
Ben's boo-boo.
front of the where the drawers go, minus a little boo-boo.
Thank you, Coachman,
Thanks,
for
Coachman, for
sending us extra paint and some,
Yes.
anyway, just some extra little things.
They obviously knew who we were.
They knew who we were, obviously. Okay, so we can go ahead and start taking this stuff back inside, kind of start reassembling. And then once we start reassembling and we get the platform that is there to the width that we want, that's when we'll know, one, do we need to get any more lumber? We have some scrap lumber, so
Trying
hopefully...
to use what we have right now, at least.
Trying to be good stewards of what we have. I mean, we might as well use what we have, right? And not
We're just cutting down. We're not adding.
purchase
so.
stuff. We'll have to see if we do or don't need to make a trip down to Home Depot at that point. But let's at least get this in, get the part of the frame that needs to be put together, and then we'll go on to phase 2. Having the bed pretty much out of here, right? This is the only piece that's left. You know, someday when the kids are maybe gone or whatever, right? That you could easily turn this into like a mobile office.
My legs cramp up, okay? It's a circulation issue.
Boy, I will hammer spank your rear.
I could do like a stand-up desk that rises and
Well, I guess
lowers.
if you want, or but like face it this way even. I mean, I'm just saying,
Face
like,
the window so I can watch. Look, I could look out the window while I'm working.
seriously, this room, it could be to quilt on the road. You could create a sewing room in here, a craft room.
Yeah.
It just made me think without the bed in here, there are things that could be done post kids
can be
with this floor
converted.
plan.
Yeah.
And you have
don't
more
we-
of a space for other things. This was the piece for along the back. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna go there, right?
Yep.
This is the front, like right where the drawer is, because you see it matches the other side.
Yep.
That's at least the thing is it's
This
like kind of
goes
a mirror
back
image.
here.
Yeah, and that's going to go there. But here's the question, because remember how we talked about the goal was to create where Dakota could actually put stuff under the bed from
Yes.
here. The drawer is going to basically come to like the back of this.
Right.
Right? So if we remove the paneling from here back, then there'll be
Oh yeah, cubbies.
that he can put stuff underneath, whether it's blankets or pillows, or even maybe if he puts his laptop under his bed at night, or something like that.
Although the
right?
thing is it creates a structure.
I see what you're saying, but I still think it's not like this is not that.
Yeah, it's
structural.
not a lot.
If we felt like we needed more structure, then we could always add like another.
Is there any other way we can access? I mean, obviously from the top still we can
but
access
which is a
it.
pain.
You know what?
At least the top
Listen,
part.
why don't we do just like our bed where it has a little hinge?
Not from this, because this has to be like we're gonna build that extension. So I just wanted to take a quick minute because if you're watching this video, the day we release it, it is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the fellow moms. But I wanted to let you know, probably one of the best Mother's Day gifts that I ever got was my electric bike. So we have been riding using electric e-bikes just for RV life for many, many years now. And one of my favorite things about the electric bikes is one, they're really easy to transport. So when we had our Class A, they actually fit in our basement compartments. Now that we're using this thing, we can put it in like a tub and just stick it right in like the door area. Really easy to get in and out because they fold up. The other thing is that I love using mine when we're at the campground to say maybe like take laundry down to the laundry room or just to ride around the campground. When we were in the Keys, I love just riding around in the evenings, taking a look at all of the RVs in the campgrounds, things like that. The other thing that we have found them really useful for, and there's one of the things that I like, is like if we're at a campground and we don't want to, take like the truck or another vehicle somewhere, we can just ride the e-bikes like into town, get a bite to eat, hit a farmer's market. That's been a really fun thing that we've done. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to electric e-bikes. Also let you know there's a Mother's Day sale. So if maybe you didn't get mom the Mother's Day gift that she really wanted, you could head over to Electric. We'll have a link in the description below and pick up a electric e-bike because camping season is here. It's time to get out there. It's time to enjoy. We absolutely love having these e-bikes with us as we travel around in the RV. We actually are going to pivot a little bit, I think. The original idea we had, we decided we're not going to go with that. We're going to go with another idea. And we have some stuff at the house. So, got a couple pieces of lumber, a few metal brackets, and I think that's all we need. Ben thinks we need more.
Ooh, what do we got there?
It's all we need.
Is that the clearance section?
Okay, let's go. Come on. Watch my chips. Watch my chippies.
Gonna crunch them. Crunch. All right. No new tools. It's the first time I've not gotten any tools by going to Lowe's. And the reason is because I'm with you.
Yes. Supervised visitation.
Mm-hmm. Should be doing this outside. Good. All right, so this one's cut. We should probably go take it in and make sure it fits, right?
Now here's the deal. We do know it's bowed a little,
Yep.
but we figure actually once we get the mattress and like weight on it.
Yeah, it'll unbow it. So once you get weight, push down on it, it'll be like a little spring. Love bug.
Right in.
Oh, he's
Flew right in.
There's two. That's what we have so far with the mock-up. It's a little edge there to come around. And then 8 inches, it'll come out.
Yeah, we'll have to
It'll slide out.
Alright, so what happened?
Well, I busted this a little bit. Oh.
Did you go through the front?
I didn't.
Oh, okay, good.
I didn't.
So we did pick up some of those corner brackets from Home Depot. Maybe we can use some of those.
Oh yeah, actually that'll work good. Is that a comfortable pillow? Is it comfortable? You want some TV? Want to turn the TV on? Good dog. You're a good girl.
So, yeah, I feel like we were definitely a little in over our heads on this. We probably should have paid more attention to when we were taking this apart, how it came apart. I feel like we are putting it back together like more solid than it would have been like had we not done anything with it. So like that is a plus. But in the struggle of trying to figure out how the drawer front went back on, there was a note to self because we took the width down to where it's not as wide as it was. There was like a couple of little like pieces where there was like a piece of wood that didn't go the full length so that it would fit back on. And we didn't really make a mental note of that. And then we were struggling like, why isn't this fit? Why does it not want to go back on? Or like, how was it on? And we're watching our video back. Anyway, Ben got that figured out this morning. So we at least know that. At this point, we're just going through and kind of like reinforcing everything before we move on to phase 2, because this is a little bit of a different project in the sense of you have this bed frame that's coming off of like the slide, and then it's like suspended in the air because it has to be able to come back and not drag the floor when the slide comes in and out. So we're just trying to make sure that when we go to add that extra length that there's no issues with the actual bed frame, because like the back half of it's like literally like suspended an inch off of the ground, which we just want to make sure that whatever we're doing is like a good long-term solution and like it's not going to break our first trip out. So there's extra there's about 15 extra steps that we're adding, and we're really just figuring it out as we go because we don't know what we're doing.
Who's we?
Me and you and the dog. This is we right here. So anyway, like I said at the beginning of this video, we were either at the end of this video going to have a nice new tall bed for a teenager or something would get broken trying. And we've already had something get broken, and let's just hope that it's not more.
So we're building like, we call these H's or laying down H's. See, there's a laying down H. There's a laying down H on the side there. And so we're putting in kind of a laying down H here just to reinforce it with these, what is it, 1x2? It's like 1.5s, but we're trying to keep it lightweight still. And you'd be surprised with what some of this paneling. So watch this. If you push this down, this isn't going down at all. See on the bottom? Not pushing down as I push on it. Now push on that one, Charity. See, without the paneling, that moves up and down around here. So we'll put another piece of paneling here and that'll solidify that.
And you can see what I'm talking about, where it's like we've got like an inch where this is suspended off the air. Right? So it's flat on the slide, but then this is like suspended in the air. And then we're going to add a piece that is even like another suspension. So that's why we got to make sure this is good.
Yeah. All right, let's see if this will work. Now pull the drawer out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
To give it the slack. Perfect. Pull it out.
Try.
Keep going.
I don't want to hit my shin.
There.
we go.
Then you just kind of squeeze it back in. Then.
Careful. Oh, there's a hold on. There's a screw. There's a screw in the way.
That's why.
Yeah, so we have to take out
that screw
or
out.
screw it in.
Sometimes. Hold on. Take it then.
One step for man.
One giant leap for the mankind.
Not even funny.
Whoa, that's going through a little bit.
Ooh. Yikes.
From that angle, then they don't go through. Alright. So now we're putting down the panel on the bottom. So if any undies or anything fall out, there's a catch.
You wouldn't want something to get stuck under the slide and then gouge the floor. So.
And again, all of this paneling does create a little bit of solidification. Is that a word?
Maybe.
So
It
does help like that paneling in there. The sidewall here, if you push down now, it's having those in, it's a lot more solid. So the one thing RV manufacturers do well is make a platform fairly solid for having such small pieces of wood. So they're pretty genius when it comes to that. My goal with this build was to keep it as lightweight as possible and to use what wood we had. We did have to go to Home Depot and get a few pieces of 1x2 and stuff, but I feel like this is a more solid build than it was before.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as our expense, because we didn't buy any tools,
Not that
we're
you know of.
talking like.
Not that you know of.
I did go to Lowe's today when I wasn't here.
Mm-hmm. Abby and I did. Abby, you like going to Lowe's? You like it? All right, let's go. She talked me into something, I'm sure. No, just kidding.
It's what we've spent is maybe what, $20.
Negligible.
One pair of pants later.
This is case in point.
Well, heck.
We're not carpenters.
Nope.
So we just went to go put the drawers in, all excited to be kind of like putting things back together. Because we changed it, it doesn't work. So let me show you what we got going on. So this was not here. There was just like a piece of paneling that this was attached to for the drawer, and we thought that would be so flimsy. We're going to reinforce
Look at the
it.
drawer, how far it goes back.
But now the drawer
Not
won't
far
go back all
enough.
the way. So we're going to have to take this
Just flip
out,
it around to the back side here.
put it on the other side. And so our genius idea, which is still probably smart, there was a reason that they built it the way they built it.
And one of the other problems is I nailed the heck out of this board. Now that I knew
And
we were...
Wasn't there a little voice, your
yeah,
wife
I
saying,
heard something saying,
you might not
I
want
might
to
not want to do that. I'm like, we're never going to have to take this out again.
30 seconds later.
Let's take this out again. Alright, since we're going to use this for storage back down in here, from the side, I can't have nails here, so I got this. It says wood with nails, but just pretend that's a big nail.
All right, you guys. We're pretty much done with the frame, the bed frame part. So now we need to just put the plywood back on, and we are back to square one, essentially.
Yeah.
And then we need to go on to phase 2 of getting the extension. So we abandoned our original idea and we went with plan B, and we're about to see how that's going to work in real life.
It's coming together.
Fingers crossed.
Show them the drawers real quick.
Drawers work. In and out.
Progress.
Progress is good. Great moment of truth.
Oh, shoot.
No, don't even.
We cut it.
Shut up.
I think we cut it this way.
Wait a minute. Do we just have it on wrong?
I think we just cut it this way. How did we do that?
Shut up.
We cut too short.
It's not too short if you probably push it back, because like the front is wider.
Yeah. Oh, and the thing is we can't. Yeah.
See how it comes out because we made the front wider?
Oh.
Remember? What we should have had on this front, there should have been an overhang and there's not.
Well, so that fits actually. Fine. Ish.
We
This
realized why our measurements were slightly
one's
off.
too
And it's
narrow.
not that we mismeasured.
We were accounting for these.
Right.
See, these flip up. This is going to give us a flip up thing. So look, right down here, that gave us just enough room to put these, flip up things.
Okay, you guys, I'm telling you what. This has turned into the longest project ever known to man. So the original idea was to create like this slat bed system that people do in van builds. Love that idea. In theory, we realized it wasn't going to probably work so well for this application. So then we decided we were going to try to do some sort of like flip down, flip up thing, right? So like where you would have a piece that would come out, could flip down. Well, we just ran the slide in and out a couple of times and realized that there's no room for that, especially because of the handles on the fronts of the drawers. It wouldn't lay flush. So now that idea has been scrapped. So now
We need to be able to flip the wood back on a travel day.
This is how bad we are with construction. At first we were like, well, this hinge doesn't work because it doesn't fold the right way or whatever. Well, that's because we have no clue how a piano hinge really works. So we watched a couple YouTube videos. You could always watch YouTube videos.
YouTube University.
And ChatGPT. So now we actually know, oh, we do have the right hinge. We just need to know how to use it. Like how to install it. So now we're like, what do we need to change? We had all the measurements written out, you guys. We were ready to cut wood.
Yep.
And now these measurements are going out the window because we're going to have to change how we're
readjust.
doing this.
So basically what we're gonna do, instead of hinging it here, we need to access under the bed still. So basically we need to move these measurements at least to hinge it here, so we can flip this back and then access under the bed still from the side and a little bit from the front.
I said how Ben and I don't know anything about construction, which is true. But I wanted to show you because I am finding this helpful. And Ben actually showed this to me and I didn't realize that this tape measure was like this. So this
Dummy proof.
Craftsman fractional read. See, it actually shows you. So like that is an 1/8. And that is 3/8 and 5 and 7 and all of those things.
All right, so you know they say to measure twice, cut once. Is that the saying? Well, we measured like 50 times and verified. So now we're ready to cut the board. And over here.
Snappy, snappy.
Look at that chalk line. All right, you can see our happy little slight angle here. See, it's not. This end is a little bit narrower than this end. It goes wide and then a little narrower. Not much. We're talking about what?
Nothing in an RV is square angle,
Right.
right? So why does the bed need to be square?
Exactly. Just
No one will ever know.
it's square-ish.
The biggest
So
test.
now we've got perfectly lined up on the edge there. It's like a professional did it.
All right, moment of truth.
This is the hinge piece.
That is the piece that, yes, will be hinged.
Wrong way. This way, right?
Yep. Oh my good lord.
No.
That's not gonna work.
No, this is
It's
all
too
wrong.
long.
We didn't cut this way yet.
You're right. Back out.
All right, now we're cutting off the right side.
I still have no clue
Somehow
how we did that.
we ended up with extra still, but I don't know what we did and how we did it, but we just need to cut off a little more and we should be good then.
Twice in a row I said, that should be the last cut we have to make.
Yeah, don't say that again.
That should be the last cut we have to make.
This should be the last cut we need to make.
Should be
Should
the
be
last time.
the last
This time, for real.
Let's try this again.
Did we have to cut anything?
Alright, so
Moment of truth.
moment of truth.
And
Oh,
something's not right.
oh no.
Shut up.
What did we do wrong this time? Now we're gonna have to go get another whole piece of plywood.
No.
We jacked up.
No. Shut up.
Actually.
No. No.
It's actually right.
Yes. Yes. Woohoo! Victory.
Victory! I wonder if we should corner the edge a little bit.
Well,
Oh,
let's
actually,
try the mattress first,
Yeah,
because
it's
what we
overhanging.
did is by design,
Yep.
we actually made this a little shorter than the mattress, so that shouldn't have to happen.
We're gonna put in a couple screws here just to test it out. Oop, this backed out a little. That's odd. So we need
A couple on each side, and then test it.
Since this is boat, I'm gonna just put my weight on here. See, I'm glad I ate that extra coconut roll.
I made cinnamon rolls too.
Yeah.
You
I
confessed.
confessed
it
to
all.
everybody that
Everybody now knows that
I got a coconut roll addiction.
you are
My name is Ben.
as the kids would say, a big back.
Big back.
Big back, big back, big back, big back.
Is that probably enough to test, or are you
Yeah.
gonna go
Let me
all
do
out?
one more. I'm pretty confident. I think we just screw them all in. No, if we do that, it won't work right.
So excited to tell you guys
Oh my gosh.
something that just arrived during the middle of this project.
Guys, this smells Amazing.
So we now, in addition to our RV Digested liquid, have the new grab and go stick packs. So some of you guys were mentioning that you're not as much of a fan of the liquid just because of the potential risk of spills. So we now have the powdered stick packs for y'all. These are great because you can just like throw a couple in your RV, especially like if you're a weekender, you know, just put a handful of these in your RV and you don't have to take the whole thing with you or whatever. So
amazing.
anyway, launch this weekend, brand new product. So we're super excited. Have all of the info in the description below, or you can just go to gratefulglamper.com/unique and get it, guys.
If you guys want to support us, that's one way you can do it.
Yep.
Plus, this is the best formula they've
The strongest formula.
Strongest formula they put out.
It works.
They've got the watermelon smashed scent that smells really good. So go get yourself one right now.
What?
Oh, that looks so cool. Wow.
Now fuel a splasher. Lots of water. Water. All right, so I have to tell you something.
What?
I just
can't
I
believe
just
how good that smells.
I just tried the Hinge.
And it worked!
It works!
Yay!
We have a Hinge
Let me see.
bed thing.
Let me see. Oh, okay, so we're gonna put that in place there, but oh, look at this, guys. It actually hinges back.
And so by mistake, because we cut the other too small, we ended up going with this MDF that we had on hand. This was from our prior reno. We did this on the RV floor, you guys, and this is what we learned by mistake. One, this is actually stronger than the other plywood.
Yeah.
Two, it's lighter. So
The whole, and then really the end, if the mattress is on here,
well,
this
don't
is solid.
stand.
I could literally stand here still.
Don't. I'm afraid that something's
It's
gonna
fine.
happen.
This MDF is very strong.
Well, one, you can go ahead and screw in the rest of the hinge, and then we could put the bed on this, and then
Then
I
what?
think we're done.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, we've literally only probably spent easily like 24 hours on this project
I'm
between
ready.
yesterday and today.
I am ready for this one to be done. It was fun. It was real. It was fun. But it wasn't real fun.
I'm just laughing because you have 3 drills.
Well, because it's nice to have extra.
But no, like you brought all 3 of them in here. You only have 2 hands. You can't even
Well,
use 3 drills with
Well,
2
actually,
hands.
Oh, crap. Hold on. I need a hammer. Can you bring me a hammer?
Okay, I just want to show you guys when Ben says he doesn't have enough tools.
I don't.
This is what we've got here.
Oh, come on.
And our new RV Digested. But really, I mean,
They're important tools. They're necessary.
let me know in the comments.
You can never have enough tools.
Not enough or more than enough. We're just about ready to bring the mattress in because here is going to be the moment of truth. One, obviously we know the mattress is going to fit fine because we kind of like measured that earlier. The big the big thing is going to be, are we able to kind of like move the mattress enough to flip back the flip back part and then kind of like wedge the mattress, because the mattress is going to kind of have to be like wedged in this area for a travel day, because when this slide comes in, there is like no room. So the big question is going to be, from a maneuverability standpoint, doing something with the mattress. Is that already shifting on us?
Yeah, well, when you open it up a little bit. So I need to put a little thing on the edge, just on the very
Something.
edge.
Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the big question as to, are we done or do we have to like go back to the drawing board? We're going to find out. And so will you.
Now when we do this, it shouldn't shift.
No shifty.
Because it's
Shifty.
locked.
And once that bow lays down
Locked
more,
in.
it'll be better too. So
Definitely is a little awkward. Are you pushing it all?
yes, I am. I am. Oh my gosh!
Does it work?
I actually feel like we could have taken off more on the bottom.
All right.
Or we might need to round
This
the
is-
corner.
And it's not. And it's very sturdy. Let me see if I can sit off the edge.
Because
look at it. I feel like we could have
Yeah, we could have.
made it shorter. I don't know. Maybe
A little
not.
bit. I'm gonna have to round that corner.
Yeah.
How is this more comfortable than our bed? Is this a newer one?
Yeah, I know. I'm
Is
like,
it?
yes, it is.
Dude.
Ouch!
Yep. I told you we need to round that corner.
I just gouged my
It
leg.
just literally said we need to round that corner off.
Dakota's gonna love this.
He is. So, you want to just kind of go the contour of the...
Well, you want to go shorter than the mattress, I feel like.
Yeah, so...
And on the other side, too. Are you sure you want to?
See, then it's kind of contoured and rounded. So you don't jab yourself.
Yeah, look at what I did.
Yeah. Whoops. A little bit,
Did I mention we're not carpenters? Oh,
way to go.
that's what
Ouch.
I'm saying.
Is that a concern for me?
Looks like it hurts. No, I fixed it. I rounded the edges.
With what?
With the jigsaw.
Okay.
On travel day, we'll lift this up, right?
Has to almost be wedged in though, but
And
yes.
then we will flip this back. Uh-oh. I mean, there might be a little bit of a... Okay, that works.
That works.
A little
Now,
bit of tweaking, but
the mattress needs to be kind of like
then we're gonna go like this. With the mattress,
wedged.
we're gonna lift it and then wedge it in the corner. Oh, we got those screws we'll have to round down
Which screws?
that are sticking through from the hinge.
Oh.
But it'll hold the mattress in place.
Or you know what actually we could do? We just take a very thin strip of wood
Mm-hmm.
and we just put it down like over the top of where those screws are.
Well, I'll file them down.
That works too, I guess. Okay, now here's what we need to do. We need to put in the slide
Slide.
with you in here while you watch, and then you yell really loud if I need to stop.
Okay, so we're gonna close the door and test it, bringing in the slide. Will it work? Slide's coming in. I'm just gonna step up here for now, and then we'll see if it goes in all the way with the bed here. Will it? Oh, yep, we're good. Perfect.
All right, you want to go back out?
Yep, go ahead and go back out. The bed just fits in here just right. Caddy corner. Looks like it was meant to be. Put the slide back out. Okay, stop. The travel day, when we're done, this is gonna be your job.
Okay.
We need to fold this back down. So
Hey, is it dangerous in here?
dangerous.
You still have your safety glasses on.
Oh. I got these guns in here. So, what do you think the best way to lift this up would be? Just to probably.
Oh, careful, because those screws
Yep.
are...
And it's just slid this way.
So we'll go like this.
There you go.
And then fold that out.
Ow.
Alright.
Hands.
Fold it up. Okay. Hold that down. Okay. Then we'll put this down. And then we'll slide it over and give it a shot. Look at this. You can slide in there now from the side. You like that?
Can't really
And you have cubbies back in there.
What?
You have cubbies to put stuff. Your computer.
Cupboards.
Cubbies.
Cubbies.
Like, check it out. See if it fits your length.
Ouch.
Right.
Oh.
Barely.
Let's see.
The next day.
Okay, so what I ended up doing, just so this wouldn't slide back and forth, is I put a couple blocks back under here. Down there and down there. That way, it'll set down in here and nice and tight and not move forward. So when I pull on this, it literally won't pull forward. So the only thing is, these are pretty sharp. So it's nice and smooth. Nice little corner ground down. These little flap discs are kind of nice. I do wish I could have set up the slat system on this, and I'm sure if I had a little bit more time I would have, but Make sure you're subscribed because I do plan on phoning a friend and seeing if I can get Timmy to come and help me out with maybe making that slat, or when we're down in the Keys where they are right now. So hopefully we can do that in the future. Hi.
It came out and there's a camera.
High five. High five. Did you get that on film? Oh my gosh.
Wait,
High five.
or is it the vacuum that stinks?
You weren't even
I
filming.
wasn't even filming.
The coconut roll too?
Yeah, the
Oh my
whole
gosh.
thing.
Probably the vacuum. I didn't fart. Did Evie fart? Blame it on the dog. The extra one? You talked about the extra. You saw the. You heard the
said
extra
all
one?
the things
Oh,
you.
jeez.
So now you might be wondering how we ended up with this RV anyway. And this whole story about the bedroom and remodel and why we remodeled a brand new RV. Anyway, all of that will make a lot more sense if you check out this video right up here.